Nothing kills momentum faster than not knowing where your files are. You've planned your course, now it's time to organize it. In the last video, I showed you how to build out a course planner inside of Notion, and today I'm going to show you exactly how to organize your content inside of that planner. You can add scripts, slides, videos, all the little pieces that you need to put your course together so that you can stay focused and actually get it done. You can use this setup to organize courses and digital products, and it will keep you from losing your mind when it comes to recording week, because everything that you need is going to be in one spot. No more shuffling through Google Drive trying to find that file that you thought you named this and it's actually named that, and you can't actually find it because you don't really know what it's named. So let's get right into it. I grabbed my Animal Kingdom mug today and I thought I'd show it off because Disney mugs are a part of who I am. So we're going to start off with the planning HQ that we created in the last video, and I will link that so you can jump over there after this one if you didn't see that one. And so in that video, we built the entire dashboard for organizing your course. But today, what I want to dive into is the actual lessons and how you can organize your content for each lesson inside of Notion. So as we've talked about before, again, in the other video, there are a million different ways to do the same thing inside of Notion. And for some people that's overwhelming, and for some people they love the options. So I'm going to go through a couple of different options here for you just so that you can kind of see the different ways that you can organize your content. So the first one is a database, basically a table, but a database versus a table inside of Notion. A database lets you put a lot more different info in, whereas a table is more of just like columns and boxes, and you can type information in there, but you can't really use that information for anything. If that makes sense, like you can put links in there, but with the database, you can do a lot more with that info versus just having like it in a container. So let's take a look at this lesson that we started last week in the database. So first of all, in case you didn't see that video yet, let me just show you how to add a database. So you're just going to hit, you're going to go to a blank spot on your page and just hit the slash. And then you can just type in database, and you can do database inline or full page. So this one is inline. And what that's going to do is just pop this table in there where you can then go in and edit all the properties. I'm going to go ahead and just delete this one because we're going to work from the one that's already in here. So up here under lesson ideas, I've got this database in here. You can see lesson 1 is in the one column, and we've just named the columns: lesson title, description notes, status, video assets, images, etc. And you can add all the columns that you need in here as well. You can even click right here to make it full page so it's easier to see, and that's what we're going to do. Now, this database is what becomes your content hub. Every lesson is going to have its own line in this database, and every piece of content that goes with that lesson is going to be linked inside of here in this row for that lesson. So for example, we've got lesson 1. Your video is going to go here. You can either upload a file, or you can link to like a YouTube video. So depending on how you are hosting your content, this could depend on what course platform you're using and how they require. Some of them require you to have it hosted elsewhere, like YouTube as an unlisted, or Vimeo or something like that. If that's the case, then you'll upload your video there, and then you can put the link to that here, because that's the link that you're going to need to put inside of your course platform. You can also just straight upload the video into Notion and have it hold on to it for you so that you have access to it when you need to upload it into your course platform. One note for that though is if you're on the free version of Notion, there is a file size limit. So you may not want to upload all of your content directly into Notion unless you want to upgrade, or unless you are already upgraded. That's just something to keep in mind. I'm not saying that don't do it or it's a bad idea. Just keep the file limits in mind. The other option, if you know you're going to upload it to your course platform, but you don't want to upload the actual file into Notion, is to save it into Google Drive, but then don't just leave it there to get lost to the ether. Grab the link and put the link to the file and the link to the Google Drive file inside of Notion. That way, when you're ready to download it to upload it to your course platform, you'll have the link. It will take you straight there. You're not fumbling around Google Drive for an hour trying to find it. You can do the same for images. Now for this one, like I added this upload space here. Again, you can also add a link, and then you can choose a file. You can also add a link, meaning if you have like a folder of images maybe that you want to use on Drive or wherever, like you can link to that instead of uploading each individual folder or each individual image. Do what works best for you. But you can see here, you can just click and upload the folder directly, I'm sorry, the file directly into Notion here. And then again, if you have more than one, then you could just create additional columns to hold that information, however works best for you. You can also just create columns that hold links. I'm going to choose URL here. This could be, you could use this for, let's see, here's where you can rename it. So maybe this is your Canva files, or maybe it's your script, or maybe it's your slides for when you record your video. You can link whatever you need to in the columns here so that every single thing you need for lesson 1 is just right here in this spreadsheet. And then you would just hit create new page and do it again for lesson 2. Another way that you can view this is if you turn this into a page. So right here, if you hover over the lesson title, you'll see right here where it says open. So this is going to open the lesson in its own page. Each different thing that you have linked in the columns is going to be up here at the front. And then you can put text down here at the bottom or other Notion fabulousness if you want. So for example, like if you want to put your script here instead of linking to a Google Drive doc or something, which is what I would recommend, you can just paste your script here. Paste or write your script here. Hello. Have it right here inside of your lesson, but you can see up here you've also got your Canva files linked, your images, your notes about the description, all of that, notes about the lesson, all of that is just linked up here. Something else you can add in here is an upload checklist. So you can do a to-do list and then put your uploads, edit video, upload it, create a thumbnail if you need to, add homework to lesson, and so forth, so that you have a little checklist to keep you going as you're moving through adding these lessons to your course platform. And you can create a page for every single lesson that you have. So now if you click open again, all of that information is still in here. So you would just repeat the process for lesson 2. Add your, what phase is it in? We're in draft mode on this one. Add your video, add your images, add your Canva files, and then you can come in here and add your notes. Add your notes, add your scripts, whatever you need. And it's all going to be right here as you're planning out your course. So this is for when you're planning your course. So this is as you're creating the content and putting it all together, probably before you have your finished video assets, which is totally fine. You use this to create your videos, and then you use this to make sure that you put everything in your course platform the way that it needs to be laid out in there, and you're not fumbling around looking for all of the pieces. Now, if you have used the database feature to organize your content, like we've kind of shown here, you can also create different views out of this table. I'm going to come up here and click table, and then right next to here there's a little plus sign. You can add a view. So this is where you can choose different types of views for this. So for course creation in particular, you might want like a Trello board. So if you click board, we'll just call this like board view, we'll hit done. Then it takes those different categories and creates them like a board. So by default, this organized it by status, which that's one way to do it. You can see here that lesson 1 is done and lesson 2 is in draft, and then you can add another like lesson 3 in here. So however you want to view that. If you click on lesson 1 here, you can see all of the notes that we added, all of your uploads will still be right here. So it really just gives you another way to view this if the straight table format doesn't work for you. Once you've created a board view, you can also edit what it looks like. So we're going to come here and edit view. And then if you come over here, you can see under property visibility, the only thing that's showing is the lesson title, which is what's right here. If you want to see more, if you want to see whether or not there's videos, you can unhide all of the assets I just unchecked were empty. We didn't have anything uploaded in them, so it's not showing, but you can unhide them and it will show on the little card what pieces are already there. But again, you can also just click it and see what's in here. So it's really just up to you. What do you want to see? What do you want to be front and center when you're looking at your board and your organization? You can really just make it work however you need it to work for you, which is really kind of a cool thing. Meanwhile, it's still living here on your main HQ planning page. So I really do like the database option for organizing your course content, because there are a lot of ways that you can really make that look and work the way that you want it to. That said, database and tables are not for everybody, and I want to show you like another way that you can organize this. Now we did touch on this again in the other video, but let's just take another look and kind of deep dive into it a little bit more. So in this option, we were keeping everything more in like a toggle page view instead of in a database. So you won't be able to like reorganize things as easily as you can in the database, but it kind of does give like a little bit of a cleaner visual here. So again, this is in our course planning HQ page. So this is the main page for your course. And instead of doing the database, I'm just going to do like a section that is called for each lesson. So lesson 1 and then module 1 is going to be underneath this. It's in a toggle so that I can hide it and clean the page up, but I can also open it and see all of the things in here. It's got the embed options or upload options for videos and files and audios and images and all the things. And then it has a little section here for writing out your lesson notes. I like this because I can close it and clean up the page. And then I just duplicated that for modules 2 and 3. And then there's like a resources page. Now, another way that you can do this, because again, there are 1 million ways to do things in Notion, to do the same thing, and you just have to choose what is right for you. But I want to make sure that you have as many options as possible so that you can choose what works best for you. And the other option is just to make each lesson its own page. You can do that again inside of your whole course planning HQ. Just type the slash and do a page. We're going to create a new page right here. This is going to be lesson 1. And then you can just jump down here and you can do module 1, you can do toggles, you can do databases. If you're going to do a database though, I would keep everything in one. You don't want to have like a whole bunch of them all over the place. But for this one though, you can just put all of your lesson notes in this one page. So we're going to upload a video. We're going to upload an audio. We're going to add files, an image, and then you'll put your script notes down here. And then your lesson notes, or whatever you're going to paste into your course platform for people to be able to read or whatever is going to be in here. And when we go back and scroll down, you'll see lesson 1 is right here. And when you click it, it's going to open up that page with all of that information on it. So I just kind of wanted you to see that there are many different ways that you can organize your course content inside of Notion. And I still feel like this is way easier to organize than Google Drive because you can link to things much easier instead of just having folders with a bunch of files on them. And I think between the 3 different ways, the database, just the page with the toggled lessons on them, or having a different page for each lesson, I think between those 3 different ways, like you can come up with a really good way that's going to work for your brain to keep things organized for your course. That said, if you don't want to build this out for yourself, I do have my course in a weekend dashboard that has all of this already built out for you. We can take a quick peek at it. So this is what course in a weekend looks like. You'll get this whole dashboard here with all of these swipe files and resources and links and templates and all the things in here. And it does come with the course outline template, which right now is set up as the toggle method, if you will, in here for you to just, it's ready for you to just come start plugging in your content. I am going to go ahead and update this with the database option as well so that you can start plugging your content in there if that is a better option for you. That way you don't have to build it out from scratch. So if you want to grab this, the link will be in the description and the pinned comment. And I hope that it really helps you get your course out of your head and out into the world. Next, we will be talking about how to manage your course workflow inside of Notion, how to track your tasks and deadlines so that you actually finish your course. Make sure you don't miss it. Hit subscribe, light a candle. I'm about to do that right now. I don't do it while I'm recording because it creates a funny light, but I'm going to light it right now and I will see you next week. Bye.